Hi, my name is Basma Elgeziry, and I'm presenting you today my work on the Name app. It's a vocabulary application, and to make this presentation, I was going through some interviews to clients. I was going through more than one process. Let us see what we have now. First of all, I want you to meet Calypso. Uh, Calypso is a 27-year-old lady. She's originally born in Alexandria, but she had to move to Cairo with her family. She started working as web designer since her graduation. In her free time, she likes reading, playing sports, listening to music, and traveling. When she can, of course. She adores getting involved in different charity work to be able to help as many people as possible. Let us not forget about food. Eating is something very important for her. Exploring food is her thing. And like she always say, enjoy life up to the max before the end flash. Her goal was always to be able to learn a lot of languages and to be able to communicate with as many clients as possible and to help as many people as she can. But she always had time shortage and wanted to keep in touch with others to motivate her to stay on track. As you see here, our problem statement was that Calypso, the web designer, wanted always to be on track and learn regularly on a professional level and with people to have a motivation. She works most of the time or is involved with family. That's why she doesn't have enough time. That's why Calypso can work. That's why we're doing something that can help Calypso work regularly and see her progress easily, and she can even talk to other connections to make sure she is being on the best and fastest track. We believe that by creating a platform that can teach languages through games and fun while keeping track with the mentor and other users for 5 minutes or 10 minutes every day, all in one place for Calypso, we will achieve teaching her the needed language and in a professional way without consuming much time. She needed an app to make it possible and fast to learn a new language, and that's what we're doing here. As you see here, that's our prototype. That was our first prototype, what we have. As you see here, we start with a onboarding with a splash screen with a logo, and then a small onboarding telling the people. As you see here, that's the splash screen, and here that we continue the splash screen explaining what we do in the application. They can click on skip or continue by moving till the end to see what the application is doing. Um, or they can, in the end, they can click on get started. Then they can choose the language they want to learn and click next. Here they can see the way to learn. We had an idea to make it easier for them to choose from many ways because some people wanted professional, other people wanted to make it easier, like just some words. Other people want to learn real grammar, or they want to learn to talk to others. And then after they choose the way to learn, we start by giving them the words they can choose from. They can put it in a learning box or in a not to learn box or in a learning box to make it easier to know which word they need or which word they don't want. And we use several ways by listening, writing, reading, and shapes. And of course, we want to motivate our users by congratulating them for everything. And then we continue with onboarding to tell the users what the application can offer them to make it easier in the future. And of course, after seeing part of the application, it makes it easier if they want to continue and sign up or not. Here you can see we have several ways to sign up through Facebook, email, LinkedIn, and more. And then, as you see here, after people sign up, they can make their own plan if they want it basic, or the basic plan is for free and the other plans with money. It's a bit different for how long they can learn and other features. And as you see here, that's how long they can learn. Because they choose basic, they can't learn more than 15 minutes a day. And here they can choose the groups they want to talk to. And of course, after having signed up, they can access everything from their navigation bar to make it easier for them to navigate all over the application. Of course, we tried our prototype with the other users, and that was our usability test. And we were always trying to make it easier for the users, of course. We tested 3 users. It took between 7 to 15 minutes. They used the Marvel app, and I was using my smartphone to record and my laptop to take notes. And of course, that was face to face to make it easier to observe their navigation. And then, as you see next, that was our prototype problems and how we will improve it. As you see here, this page has dots, but they weren't active, and the user couldn't really slide up and down. Some mobiles, the whole screen wasn't visible and they couldn't slide. They didn't know there were a bottom downstairs. That's why our problem statement was the dots needed to be active and we needed to have a slide bar. Uh, as an improvement, we wanted to edit in the future the navigation to make it possible to navigate through buttons, dots, and sliding. Our other problem statement was here. The listening and the oral part is missing when we move on. If they cannot know the word, a plan B is needed to navigate. The drawing was not clear, as you see here. They didn't know that's a bread. And as an improvement, we wanted to add the explanation that after doing the task, you will move on to make it easier to know that after seeing the world, you will move on. And we needed to add a skip button or help button to make it easier to for the user to navigate around the course. And we wanted to change the drawing to more realistic pictures. As you see here as a third problem statement, we had here the plan. Not all the users did understand the whole plan and what they needed to do. For example, here the groups, they didn't know what groups they are and what will help them through these groups. That's why we needed to change that. And since the plan was understood by many users, um, actually not understood by many users, we can add more explanation in the future. And for next steps, after changing all the problems that faced the users uh, in the early stages, I will test the prototype again with new users to make sure they're not facing new problems. What we learned here, that Testing and talking to the real users enhance our ability to design something that is needed and useful for the clients. Because everything is for the users, we need to know their story, because their story that matters, their needs that matters, everything what the client needs that will help us to create a really good application or a web page. And as a con, I need to be more open in interviews and never neglect the story of the users. As I said before in the pros, the story of the user is everything. We can learn a lot about the users behind their stories. And of course, when we learn a lot about the users, we learn more about what we need to add in our application. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you liked our application.